A single video upload shouldn't be able to shake the internet like this. No caption explaining anything. No comments turned off. No direct shots fired. Just a clip, posted at the right moment, and suddenly everybody's asking the same question again? What is really going on between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa Shields? Because this isn't just about a relationship, it's about timing, and timing is the loudest language on social media. People keep saying the clip was random, that it was just old footage, that it didn't mean anything. But that's not how the internet works anymore. When something drops right as rumors peak, nobody sees coincidence. They see intention, and once people sense intention, they start watching everything differently. This whole situation has been messy for a while, but it officially crossed into public chaos back when things stopped being handled quietly and started spilling online. Private messages, accusations, clapbacks, all of it playing out in real time. At that point, the story stopped being about two people figuring things out and turned into something way bigger. Once the internet feels invited, it doesn't just observe, it investigates. That's why nothing since then has been taken at face value. Every post feels loaded. Every appearance feels strategic. Every silence feels calculated. And the reason this triangle won't die down is simple. There was never a clean ending. When reports came out that divorce papers had been filed, people thought that would be the closure. But filing isn't finishing. Filing leaves space. And the internet lives in that space. As long as there's no clear end, fans treat every move like a clue. Who's in New York? Who's not? Who's posting late? Who's going quiet? It all becomes part of the story whether anyone wants it to or not. That pressure lands differently on each person involved. For Claressa, it's been especially brutal. She's not just being judged as someone in a relationship. She's being judged as an athlete, a public figure, and a woman whose legacy is suddenly competing with gossip headlines. Every time she speaks, people aren't just listening. They're looking for cracks. When she goes online defending herself, calling out lies, setting boundaries, trying to laugh it off, the internet doesn't hear strength. It hears effort. And that's the cruel rule of social media. The moment you start explaining, people decide you're already losing. Even if you're telling the truth, even if you're justified. That's why those rants hit the way they did. The tone might have been confident, but underneath it felt reactive. And viewers pick up on that instantly. They don't say it out loud, but they feel it. If everything's really solid, why does it need this much defending? Then came the moment that made things worse. The call-in situation where Claressa allegedly tried to speak under a fake name and got recognized anyway. Whether people saw it as embarrassing or unfair, it reinforced a narrative she didn't need. That she was too deep in the noise. Too focused on controlling how she looked instead of letting things pass. Once that perception sticks, it's hard to shake. From that point on, every post gets read as damage control. Every laugh emoji feels forced. Every confident caption gets flipped into proof that she's bothered. The internet doesn't allow nuance once it chooses a character for you. And then there's Remy. Remy plays a completely different game. She doesn't argue online the same way. She doesn't over-explain. She doesn't flood timelines trying to clear her name. She lets timing speak for her, and that's why one clip can do more damage than 1,000 words. The video itself wasn't explosive. No crying, no threats, no accusations. Just Remy talking about her husband, joking about beauty and attitude, sounding grounded and comfortable. But the energy hit different because of when it dropped. People didn't hear it as nostalgia, they heard it as presence. It sounded like someone who still feels chosen. And that's the part the internet locked onto. Not what she said, but how she said it. The calm, the certainty, the lack of urgency. That kind of confidence doesn't feel like someone chasing anything. It feels like someone who knows exactly where they stand. That's why people started calling it a message. Not because she said anyone's name, but because she didn't have to. The reminder was subtle. The reminder was emotional, and it landed. Meanwhile, Claressa's moments started getting compared side by side with Remy's. The gym clips, the background voices, the food comments, tiny details that shouldn't matter but suddenly do. Not because they prove anything, but because the internet loves contrast. One woman looks settled, the other looks defensive. One posts once and disappears. The other keeps explaining, and whether that comparison is fair or not doesn't matter. Perception is already doing the work. Then there's Papoose sitting right in the middle of all of it, saying almost nothing, letting everyone project whatever version they want onto him. To some people, he's torn. To others, he's playing both sides. To others, he never really left. Silence makes him interesting, and interest keeps the story alive. That's why this never feels resolved, because nobody is giving the internet the clean ending it wants. And the longer that goes on, the more every small move gets magnified. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The loudest person in a situation like this rarely wins. The one who wins is the one who can influence the room without raising their voice. Right now, Remy doesn't look like she's fighting for anything. She looks like she's reminding everyone that history still matters. And history is heavy, a shared past, a child. Years of public loyalty. You don't erase that just by filing paperwork. You don't erase that by posting gym videos. You don't erase that by saying you're unbothered. That kind of bond lingers, and the internet feels it even if it can't prove it. That doesn't automatically mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean anything is official, but it does mean the door never fully closed. And as long as that door is cracked, anyone standing outside it is going to look uncomfortable. That's why people keep saying this situation was never built to last. Not because of love, because of exposure. Because once social media becomes the third person in a relationship, it stops being about connection and starts being about control. Right now, Claressa looks like she's fighting to protect an image while Remy lets the image protect her. And that difference in posture is everything. So what's really happening here? Like maybe there's a quiet reconnection nobody's confirming. Maybe it's just complicated co-parenting that the internet refuses to read correctly. Or maybe this whole triangle is slowly collapsing under the weight of attention, and nobody wants to be the first one to admit it's done. But one thing is clear. The person who looks the most unbothered is shaping the narrative. And the person trying the hardest to correct the story is getting dragged deeper into it. And until there's real closure, not just rumors, not just filings, not just clips, this cycle won't stop. People will keep watching, keep decoding, keep choosing sides. Because in a story like this, silence isn't weakness. Silence is leverage. And right now, that leverage is doing more talking than any rant ever could.